Hello, Renee Flamand here. You guys, we talk a lot about what the narcissist is. We've discussed it to death, and we always find new ways to interpret things, but how they lie. We've discussed how they hide things. We've discussed how they're duplicitous, how mean they can talk to us, how they can shut off talking to us, how they can walk out of our lives and walk back in, how they can repeat bad behaviors that we keep talking about. I used Mickey Donovan the other day to relay the sleaze bag-ness that I associate with anyone who is this way. I think that we all feel that way. We feel we've learned our lesson, never again. Yuck, icky, caca, poo poo, gross. No. Okay, fine. What if they're sexy? And that's not a giggle. No, I mean it. What if like David Duchovny in Californication? You know I'm going there. She even referred to him as a narcissist at one point. This made me so happy. Awareness. That's why I look for it in pop culture. I'm very curious to know if it's portrayed, how it's portrayed, if it's purposeful. Well, but seriously, we have to look out. These types of people, I mean, what if it's this package? Like the Mickey Donovan package, all of that is very real. And some of them come off like him. My narcissist, his behavior reminds me of mine. Dave Duchovny, no, okay, no. There's only what it. But it's just they charm everybody they meet all the time. David Duchovny's character, he's just on all the time. From one to another, making each one feel so special, so beautiful, so wanted, so seen. He just can't stop. Now, they don't really show a lot of the devaluing behavior, as this is a smart, funny, sexy show. And the devalue wouldn't suit. But his behavior and him got me to thinking, you know, they really are Rico Suave, some of them. If you're young, look him up. Sexy cat from back in the day. Remember it? Rico. I remember it. Over the top, all out there. At one point in the show, there's even a brutal yet succinct way of demonstrating how this angle of their lives can go. But not with the sexy for our narcissists. No, because they're no David Duchovny, okay? So you have to take out the sexy, but it's kind of the same thing. Because you know what I mean, no one's Dave Duchovny unless they're Dave Duchovny. I'm sorry, now I'm thinking about David Duchovny. Lord help me with that man. But the show had a scene, I'm just saying, you got to watch it if you haven't. The show had a scene that put all three women together. And I could just think of all of our narcissists. And this is what they go through in their life. Each woman thought that he was theirs. Like I said, it's entertaining. So there's not a lot on the sad side that's represented. It's humorous. But it says something, okay? So you have one woman he's a teacher and a professor at this point. One woman is the dean's wife, mother of his daughter's best friend. She's British, proper, cerebral. She's about to leave her husband for the narcissist. That's how much The next one, this girl's in her 30s, starts out, she wants children and to have a family, and all of a sudden she's ready to give up on that dream. She's in love with him. Third one, and that's his TA. He's a professor, his teaching assistant. Third one is a student, ready to give up her dream of ever having anything. Because Dave Duchovny can't have children anymore. He had the operation that you can't, right? So His 2 girls, still no children, that are willing to give up that dream. You have a woman about to leave her husband, and where does he stand? And he thought nothing except to make them feel good about themselves and their lives. That's the rush for these kinds of narcissists. I can see mine fitting right into this personality, exactly this way. And all the other sleazebag stuff, Mickey Donovan, I told you, he reminded me of him too, definitely. I mean, take out the sexy, like I said. He's not sexy like David Duchovny, but he meanders through life. He sees himself this way. And he picks and chooses people that will respond to him, so they keep him feeling this way about himself, with this big ego, and he's out to make everybody feel, it's his job to make every single last female with whom he comes in contact feel like they could have him, he wants them. It's disgusting. It's portrayed as charming, and it is funny, and he's David Duchovny, so he is sexy. So take out the sexy, but that's what our narcissists are doing when they go through life. They absolutely 100% positively have different women thinking that they are his. He is theirs. The student to his professor was using the word boyfriend repeatedly. They made it a point of she's thinking he's her boyfriend. Do you think that the narcissist thinks that each of the people that he keeps in his harem, that's what it's called, right? A harem. And I even think that's what the industry calls it, their harem. They don't feel the same way for all of these people that each one is doing, that they're all, I'm in love with you, I'm in love with you, I'm in love with you. They all say it to him, or think that they are. One lady's leaving her husband. It's humorous, I understand. But they will never abandon that part of themselves. How they behave is a bigger choice. But I tell you, this cat, there's a display, I think this is real as well in the world. This cat never says no. I can tell you that. All you have to do is ask. And while loving someone else. Don't get me wrong, they show a couple times he tries to behave. All while loving someone else caught my interest as well. But I'm still trying to figure and think about that, because he does totally dig this one. But love, well, it is to him. Now, you and I wouldn't treat someone we love the way that they treat us, our narcissists. So maybe that means he doesn't love her, because he does do things that are off the rails. They say these people can't feel empathy and therefore they can't love. You know, because they go hand in hand. Now, so if he can't feel empathy and therefore cannot love, what is the emotion that he has towards her? What are these emotions that our narcissists keep feeling that they may have for people? We've heard the infamous line, "Oh, but with you, it's different." I think half the time when they're in it, they believe it for a second. Convince themselves this might be the jackpot they were looking for. Maybe a millisecond. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I think of it as all manipulation. But this cat is always nice to these ladies even after. And you know, these kinds of charming narcissists like this, they lay it on thick with the charm and the compliments. And they're pretending to lend an ear. He does that. He plays empathy to these girls. And he feigns it very well in this show. The show does a good job, the writers showing how they'll do that. But to translate that to real life, it's something to look for, to be careful about. They very well, many times, be very convincing. Showing interest in your bio, tell me more about yourself. They're always thinking of the final goal. Their final goal. Now, David Duchovny plays a character who's a nice guy. He's really not out to hurt people. That's how they paint this guy. He's not painted as someone who's out to hurt people. That angle is missing. It's a fictional show, okay? But I do think that there is a side to them. Like, I think I can see my narcissist going through life this way. Like, I think if I didn't put a stop to it, he would be in and out of my life, friendly like or whatever, taking, as long as I would have allowed it. I think he'd still be popping in every few weeks, every month. If I kept telling him, you're not welcome here, and, then I finally ended it. I think that he'd still be coming around. I just think they keep it going with everyone. These kind of people, they don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. They're not out to, but then when they get that one secure, like what he's doing to the one, again, they even play that off. She always just knows him and accepts, and, but there's hurtful moments too. They do go through quite a few really bad, hurtful moments. And you just watching it and you're thinking, that's the life she has with this guy. And he's never going to change. So the only thing she can do is to either accept him the way that he is, if she loves him and wants to be with him, or she can leave. That's it. There isn't another. This guy would never, even if he tried like heck to behave, he just won't. He'll snap back into that. He gets lured in, they show, right? By himself. I feel like when they go back in and they're acting like nothing ever happened, even if there was a fight. I mean, there's those, my narcissist did it, they're charming you when you're having a fit. To have someone bestowing bad behavior upon you, yet loving you through this bad behavior that they're bestowing upon you, talk about cognitive dissonance. You're seeing two totally opposite things. That's what they're doing to you when they're behaving one way and they're telling you other things. It's right in front of you. Which do you believe? What they're telling you or what they're doing? You can't connect them even being from the same person. When they're a charming narcissist like that, it's a very slippery slope. Because if they're that good, you could be in danger of embarking on one again. And again, I know it's fictional, but in the show, when all three women show up in the same house, it's funny the way they do it, different parts of the house. I can see it done as a play on a stage, and he is trying to juggle, and it all comes, of course, blows up. But when they're charming like that, they very well can make you think. And I have to be careful because maybe I'm still vulnerable to this as well. If they're that good, I'm telling you, the student thought he was her boyfriend. The TA and the student were both giving up their dreams of ever getting married and having children. They think they're in love. The other lady thinks she's leaving her husband. What? She's going to be with him? But he made them think so. That's heavy. We have to watch for that. What if there is somebody that charming that comes along and they don't show us any kind of mean side? They're really good at not having that, or they have that under control, or you know what I mean? Like I said, my narcissist would fight, but I think he'd go through life as congenial all the time. I think I could probably call him now and he'd be like, hey, how you doing? Acting like nothing happened. And would pick up probably right up again if I suggested it. Like I said, all you have to do is ask. It's not hard, I don't think, to convince one to go wayward off. I mean, there's new supply for him at this point. He's with somebody, but I'm sure it wouldn't take much for anyone that he's known in his past to veer him away from that kind of person. If he bumped into one, He's going to charm them, which involves flirtation, and it would naturally lead that person to, and then he would let that happen. That part of their personality will never change. So if they are this kind of narcissist, I think that, or even this kind of person, if you meet somebody and they say, you know, that's the love bombing. Now this guy didn't intend to encapture any of these three. That's the interesting part, is what was he thinking the whole time? I'm not sure he was thinking of anything. Now, I feel like, you know, the whole, if you can't have empathy, you can't love, is it love? Well, however he feels, it's the strongest he can for the one, yet he does all this behavior over and over again anyway. I think that is the life of a narcissist. And I think they don't change. And I don't think they have an answer as to why they behave the way that they do. I see this guy getting a rush, though, when he makes a girl feel good about herself. Makes him happy, gives him a tinge of satisfaction with himself, that he brought joy to another human. I don't think he was thinking of the letdown afterwards. Again, fictional character. But if you meet a narcissist like this, maybe they're not filled with ill intention. I don't know. I don't know every narcissist on the planet. But we have to pay attention the way that somebody is talking to us. Because if you don't ask enough questions and get to know a person enough, you might think he's your boyfriend. You might think that you can, you know, give up your dream to ever get married and have children to be with this person. You might think you're leaving your husband to... They can be that slippery. They can be that slippery. I think we need to just watch for these kinds of really charming characters. And we usually say watch out for that because that's love bombing anyway. And then you can spot a narcissist. But what if it doesn't feel like love bombing? What if you think the guy's naturally charming and he convinces you that he's your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever your pronoun is, whatever your thing, right? So we really have to pay attention and ask a lot of questions about the guy's life, girl's life. You need to be in their life and know their full circumstance before you can think that anyone is your boyfriend, or, you know what I mean? You can't have that be a blind thing. If somebody comes at you with a lot of charm and just, oh my God, makes you feel like the most wonderful thing, you need to know their whole world before you can give yourself over to trust somebody. You need to you have a right. I'm not saying you have to shoot 20 questions, but over time, you meet his world, you're in his world, you know his world. If he's seeing you isolated and you never know anything about his life, well, that's kind of like a hint. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to mention that because I think that we don't talk about that. What if the narcissist was the charming kind of guy? You know what I mean? So I think we have to be careful. As always, it's been my pleasure. Please go ahead and hit sub, like, and share. You never know, you might be helping somebody else. Thank you so much for watching. And I thank you if you do hit sub, like, and share, because I really would like you to do that. I don't normally ask, but let's get our numbers up. I would love to hit over 1,000. We're so close. It would make me very excited. Yee! It's coming. It's coming. It's going up. As slow as it's going up. It's making me very happy. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that.